to another video in my podcast. My name is Cheryl, and on Ravelry, Instagram, and Goodreads, which is the social media that I use, you can find me under the username Cappuccino136. And I will have that spelled out for you and other details and information about yarns and patterns, projects, books, and TV and things that I talk about in the description box below this video. That's where I will put my show notes for anything that you might want to look up and find more information on later. I hope that is helpful for you. So yes, and this is my crafty podcast where I talk about knitting and a little bit of crochet, and also enjoying coffee and tea, and talk about bookish adventures and things I'm reading and I want to read, and books I'm listening to, and shows that I'm watching while I'm crafting and things like that. So, and other just life and interesting things that I feel like chatting about. So welcome so much, and thank you for choosing to watch this video and spend a little bit of your time with me. That is great, and I hope you enjoy it. And please settle in, get a delicious beverage of your choice, grab your yarn, your hook, your needles, or maybe your fiber and your spinning wheel or spindle, whatever you want, and let's just enjoy a crafty chat. And this is a good time of year to make those times to take a break and be cozy and be creative, and yeah, so great. I love the holiday time, but it can be stressful too. And we just had in the United States, which is where I live and where I'm filming. I live in a house here with my parents. I take care of them. And we also have a fluffy black cat named Stella, who is just the cutest. And yeah, we here in the United States, we just celebrated Thanksgiving last Thursday, and it was a good week for us. We had a good time. It was a very relaxed holiday. We had just gotten some good news on the Monday starting the week, and so we could take a breath, and it was a good time. My sister came and spent Thursday and Friday with us, and we had a wonderful time together, being a family and enjoying her visit. And yeah, the only things that I cooked myself, on Wednesday, I cooked ahead a little bit of cranberry sauce, which is super easy to make. It took like 20 minutes and only like 4 ingredients. So that's very, very easy. And then we got all the sides pre-made, packaged from our grocery store. The sides that we got were dressing and green bean casserole and mashed potatoes, white mashed potatoes, because my sister hates sweet potatoes. Now, the rest of us like sweet potatoes, so I might make some sweet potatoes soon, just because Mom, Dad, and I like them, but we don't have them on the day. But I did cook a turkey breast, and that was a little different for us because we have always been, our family has always done a whole turkey. We like our dark meat. We really, really do. And so we've always been all about the whole turkey. But I just decided that doing the whole turkey is just, it's a lot. It's a lot. And it's just so much simpler and faster. The breast cooks so much faster and easier. And it just works for me to do the breast. So we did it. This was the first time we made that change. And so I focused on cooking the turkey breast. And also toward the end of that time, I put a little baby-sized, little bitty ham that was pre-sliced in the oven to warm up as the turkey finished. And that turkey breast, this is what we learned. When you don't do a whole turkey, the turkey breast is moist. We were all shocked. Like, this breast is so good. It's not dried out. It's not like tough and yucky. Yeah. I'm not amazing at cooking a whole turkey. So, and the trick with the whole turkey, the trade-off you have to make is that the breast does tend to get overcooked because it cooks faster than the dark meat. So you need to keep everything in though. So that's just part of the trade-off for doing a whole turkey. Although you might be able to get your white meat a lot better than I was at mine. I was always so unhappy with the breast, but this was wonderful. It was moist, it was tasty, it was delicious. We're like, we didn't know a turkey breast could taste this good. What? So that was a huge win, and the pre-made, pre-packaged sides tasted good. I used the roasting liquid, the juices from the turkey roast. I used those and some turkey gravy packet to make turkey gravy. And especially the dressing, you need gravy on your dressing. At least we do. We can't eat our dressing without gravy. It just makes it taste great. And once we had gravy on our dressing, everything tasted, the pre-made sides tasted really good. I sprinkled some fried onion to top. It was the French's. Well, that's the brand that does it here. I don't know where you are, but they're crunchy fried onion little rings. They're very thin and fried really crunchy, and they make a nice topping for casseroles. And the pre-made casserole did not have any crunchy onion topping, so I bought the crunchy onions and I sprinkled them on top. And so once we had the crunchy topping on the casserole, the gravy on the dressing, everything tasted really good. everybody was really happy with the food, and it was not difficult. It was a relaxed day. I wasn't like going nuts in the kitchen. It was calm. It was relaxed and tasty, and it's tasted all the Thanksgiving flavors, and we were really glad. So it made a very nice time for our Thanksgiving celebration. And then for dessert, I bought a variety, uh, a little variety package of cheesecake. There were 4 different flavors of cheesecake in there. So we had cheesecake for our dessert, and we, yeah, and we've been enjoying leftovers. There was enough of everything. I finished the last of the turkey just today for my lunch. I had dinner for lunch. I made the last plate of full turkey dinner for myself and warmed it up for my early dinner lunch. And now all the turkey's gone today. And yeah, so we still got to have that leftover feeling and enjoy more than one plate. We had a few servings this week, so it lasted. And yay! I hope anybody who's watching who celebrates Thanksgiving, who celebrates U.S. Thanksgiving and celebrated last week, I hope you had a wonderful time. I hope your turkey turned out good. If you have any secrets for keeping the breath when you do a whole turkey, if you are a turkey genius and you have any secrets for doing a whole turkey where the breasts are still moist and not sawdust, leave in the comments below. I'm sure that would help anybody. So love to hear about it. And what is on your Thanksgiving menu? What's your special holiday dinner? Yeah, I'd love to hear about it. Yay. So very good. That's the holiday talk, and now let's get to some crafting, but I need a little water. That's better. My mouth is getting dry. So this is so big. My blanket is about 6 feet wide. So it is a little bit of a monster and a little bit tricky to just pick up and show. But this is my blanket right now. When I picked up and started putting new rows in my blanket, I was right here on this row. So let's see if I can show you. So from here up to here is what I've done in these last weeks of November. And this is where we are now. I love working on this. It's big enough I can already cuddle up with it while I'm working on it. And it's just so warm and cozy. I want this to be able to cover my my queen size or full size or double size, whatever you call it, bed. I don't necessarily want to use it as a bedspread, but I do want it to be able to cover the full top of the bed, and it definitely will do that with the width, and I just need to make it long enough. I'm thinking I'd like it to be either 6 foot square, so 6 feet wide, 6 feet long, or maybe even like 7 or 8 feet long. Yeah, I want the stripes to be going across. I don't want the longer side to be the length. I mean anyway. I'm not making any sense, but anyway, I want it at least to be square, and so at least 6 feet by 6 feet, and maybe 6 by 7 feet, or maybe even 8. We'll see when I run out of steam on it. I looked up on Ravelry because I was curious. I wanted to see exactly how many years I've been working on this, and I cast this on early January 2017, so nearly 3 years. Yeah, nearly 3 years when January comes. And I'm glad I'm still going on it, and it might be another 3 years till it's done, but I'm gonna enjoy it the whole time. So it's very colorful, and it's happy and cozy. It's so cozy, and it makes me happy. I love seeing all my scraps in here, seeing all the different colors. And this is the one I'm putting in right now. I made socks with it. Most of these are from socks, but some of these are from some shawls. And a couple of them I just traded with a friend, and I don't know what she made. And I just wanted them to go in the blanket. So yeah, that is the blanket update. And this I'm getting a little tangled. This is the back of my boxy by Joji Locatelli. I am nearly finished with the back. I'm in the short row area, and so building up the shoulder building up the left and right shoulder with short rows. But yeah, this has been a great project too. I just love working on it, and I love the yarn. The yarn that I'm using for my boxy is, sorry, I'm trying to undo a tangle. Okay. That's done. Anyway, yeah, the yarn that I'm using for the boxy sweater is Dream in Color Smooshie, which is a fingering weight superwash merino wool. And the colorway is Mild Tedium. And I think that name fits the colors very, very well because it's kind of muted, a little bit lavender, purple, gray, a little bit of brown. And it feels like an overcast, rainy day in the Pacific Northwest, which is the part of the United States where I live. I live in Washington State, and we do get plenty of those cloudy, rainy days, especially in the fall and winter. So this is a perfect, cozy, cuddle up, relaxed, because it's so oversized. Just kind of drapey, oversized, cozy, warm up in the fall and winter with coffee or tea, and watch the rain outside or the snow. Watch the snow outside. I think snow is so pretty. We don't get a lot here where I live. And sometimes we might not even get any. Yeah, we don't get snow every year. But when we do get snow, it's usually not a whole lot, and it doesn't stay. Because usually pretty soon it'll warm up and melt the snow. And it's not like, I used to live in Massachusetts years ago. I spent 5 years living in Massachusetts, and those New England winters, the snow comes, the first one, and then the snow just keeps building up the rest of the winter. It stays for the most part. You might have a little bit of a warming and it might mostly go away, but then it'll come back again and it'll stick around. So you kind of get that blanket of snow that stays until spring for the most part. But that's not like that here. And I think the snow is so pretty when you're inside. Not driving in it. I do not. Driving in it is not good. Although I did get the basics of driving in snow when I was living in New England, but especially around here, we don't get enough snow that people remember how to drive in it. So even if you know how to drive in snow, the other drivers are just a little crazy and don't know what to do and panicking, and it's not good. It's not a good situation. So yeah, when I love being inside, looking outside, watching the snow come down, and the fresh snow and the falling snow is so beautiful. It's so clean and white and crisp and beautiful and bright. And the sun, if the sun is shining on the fresh snow, it's just like so bright, reflecting off that white snow. Beautiful. So yeah, that's what I want to be watching or dreaming of while I'm wearing this cozy cuddle up sweater. And What projects are you working on? I'd love if you would write in the comments what your current projects are, or what if you have a project in your hands right now while you're watching, and you're working on your project along with me. What project is the one in your hands right now? What are you working on during this video? I'd love to hear about it in the comments and talk about what we're all making. And yeah, and what kind of projects do you like to make? Do you like to make like accessories and smaller things? Do you like big projects like big blankets, or adult size sweaters, and big shawls that are nearly the size of a blanket? Yeah, what do you enjoy making? What are your go-to kinds of projects? I'd love to hear about it. So, sorry, I just had to count because it was time to finish my short row. Yeah, and the other project that I have is this cardigan. Which is my favorite color cardigan. And this is one of my favorite colors. I love like deep burgundy reds, and this has that burgundy and a little bit of purple and black. The name of this colorway is Black Cherry, and I just love it. And the dyer is Indie String, and this is Indie String's Superior Worsted is the base, and it's 100% Falkland wool. It is not superwash, so it feels more woolly. It's not as smooth as the superwash wools. This is not one of the really rough and scratchy wools, but you can definitely feel that it is not superwash. It's not super smooth. It's got a little tooth to it. So those are all my projects. And as far as books, I have been progressing slowly. I read a few pages during lunch. In Summer Long, I'm getting closer and closer to the end. I think there are some surprises as it's finishing up, things I didn't expect, and I'm curious how some of these things are going to develop in the final pages, and where the characters are gonna end up, how they're gonna be at the end. And I have been watching a lot of BookTube. It's like end of the year wrap-ups, and also a lot of nonfiction November wrap-ups. I did not participate in nonfiction November. I'm more of a fiction reader, although I do like some good nonfiction, especially like kind of historical biography kind of things, and then some interesting topics like, anyway, so I have been adding some interesting nonfiction. I've been seeing other people reading, and my Goodreads want to read list has been growing and growing with some very interesting sounding nonfiction and some other things too. So yeah, I've got, I think, nearly 300 books right now in my Goodreads want to read, and I kind of just like to put things that sound really interesting on there, and that's kind of so I don't forget about it, and I can come back when I'm thinking about what do I want to check out at the library, or what might I want to use an Audible credit on. Yeah, so I don't know if I'm ever going to read all of that. Probably not, but I just, it's good to make sure that I won't forget some of those really interesting recommendations and things that I hear about. So that's the reading. And I've been watching a lot of the holiday baking shows. Here in the States, we've got the Holiday Baking Championship, which is American bakers, mostly professional bakers, but sometimes home bakers too. And Nailed It Holiday. I've watched some of the Nailed It, which is like very, very, it's kind of like worst bakers. Yeah, it's people who don't know how to bake, but they want to try, and they want to, they just keep trying. And they also try to give them some tips. So hopefully being on the show, they can get some good tips from the professional baker judge. He gives them some help. So hopefully it's helping them to level up their baking skill just a little bit. Anyway, so I've been watching, Nailed It Holiday episodes, Holiday Baking Championship, and it just came out on Netflix here in North America, but Sugar Rush now has Holiday. I think it was Friday after Thanksgiving. Those episodes dropped on Netflix. Yeah, so I've been watching some of the Sugar Rush holiday baking episodes, and they've been fun. And I am not a holiday baker. I'm not a baker ever. I'm not even a person that wants to try and bake and try and get better. I just don't like it. I don't like baking at all. I don't like it, and I'm terrible at it, and I don't want to practice. It's just not what I enjoy. But watching other people bake is very entertaining to me. Plus, I love to eat baked things. So we buy baked things from our grocery store bakery, which is a pretty good grocery store bakery. We do not ever complain about the things that we get from our local grocery store bakery. It's pretty good. So we enjoy eating baked goods, but I do not bake. And so I don't do, holiday baking is not a part of my holiday celebration. My mom did, when we were kids, my mom would bake like 4 kinds of cookies every holiday season, every Christmas season. She would bake krumkaka, which are kind of like cones. They're thin, crisp. They're thin and crisp. You put them in a press and they bake, and then you roll them while they're still warm, but then they turn crisp. Almost like a little waffle cone-ish. except it's less like a waffle cone and more like a crispy pancake. But she'd make krumkaka, and she would make spritz cookies, which are like buttery, delicious cookies, and then you could decorate them, which my sister and I would enjoy. We'd put little decorations on them before they went in the oven, and that was always fun. And she'd make rosettes, which are fried. They're you have a little iron with a pattern, like a flowery rosette kind of a pattern. You make a thin batter, you dip it, and you fry it. So she'd make rosettes and snickerdoodles. She would make snickerdoodles, were the holiday cookies. And we would give her a little bit of help, not necessarily a lot. We would want to eat dough, and we would want to put things on the cookies, like the decorations. Yeah, eating dough and putting little decorations on the cookies was our help. We did not, we didn't really, and she would fill the cookie press for the spritz. She'd fill the cookie press gun, and we did kind of like pressing out the spritz cookies onto the tray. That was fun. Not making dough. Even then, didn't really want to make the dough. Eat the dough and eat the cooked cookie. Yeah, that's where my skills is at. Those are my baking skills. Eating. Really good. So yeah, I'd love to hear about how, if you do holiday baking, and if you just enjoy baking in general, because I know a lot of people do. It can be a wonderful hobby, and a lot of people really enjoy baking, and it can be a wonderful family activity. So do you do a lot of holiday baking? What are some of your special holiday things that you like to bake? I'd love to hear about it in the comments. That would be fun to chat about. And with that, I think we have come to the end of today's episode. This is Monday. This is Monday, the 2nd of December. And I hope that you are well wherever you are. You and your family are well. And I hope that all of your creative projects are enjoyable and turning out exactly how you envision them. And take care and see you next time. Bye-bye.